If you live in New York City, be sure to check out the Brooklyn Video Game Store. They're a store that basically sells both old and new video games, as well as old and new systems and accessories. They get shipments pretty much every day, and you can claim them on their Instagram page if you want to reserve them, so that no one else could buy them. You can also sell your old games or new games, and you could also reserve spots for 2 people at their arcade machine in the store. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to show your support. Hey guys, it's Oluvids, and today we're going to be talking about the Kingdom Hearts interview that was done right after Melody and Memory released. And he's going to be talking about basically the process of making Melody and Memory and possibly the future of the franchise. Anyway, let's go and take a look at it. So I'm here on page 13. They have the whole interview up. You can read it after if you want to. And also, by the way, I don't think they're going to be getting into like any spoilers here or anything like that. So if you want to see the spoilers in terms of the story and how Kingdom Hearts may progress in the story, you can check out my video on the story of Kingdom Hearts Melody and Memory. I'll put the card up on the side. But I'm going to be reading it off here. So this part is about creating Melody and Memory. Both the game and official soundtrack came out the same time frame. Please tell us what kind of requests you made to Indie Zero, which are the guys that made the Theater Rhythm series, which you've seen Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest Theater Rhythm, rhythm games for the Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy franchises, when developing Melody and Memory. Their proposal, in a few words, can be described as Theater Rhythm Kingdom Hearts Edition, which, yeah, it's pretty similar to Theater Rhythm. However, I didn't want to make a carbon copy of Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy and just slap the Kingdom Hearts moniker on it. So you want to make it similar, yet completely different from Theater Rhythm. So yeah, it's similar to Theater Rhythm, but it's pretty different in its own ways. Like, it's completely 3D for one. Theater Rhythm usually uses those little, chibi characters you see in the loading screens. But it's pretty different in terms of gameplay and in terms of the presentation in general. Correct, I asked Indie Zero to combine the action of Kingdom Hearts with the rhythm genre. As you can imagine, it took a lot of trial and error and lots of testing because it's complicated to put these 2 pieces together nicely. We also wanted to make the game not look too flashy so that people wouldn't feel sick while playing the game. So it's a pretty simple setup. You run through the level and you're pretty much fighting the Heartless or whatever enemy you're fighting to the beat of the music. I see, there are Keyblade strikes and magic, so you really feel like you're playing Kingdom Hearts. It makes me glad that you're saying that. After all, that was the main objective of this project. So yeah, it kind of feels like you're running through a level and just attacking while running in a Kingdom Hearts level. It's kind of what it feels like. Kind of, sort of. Kairi will play a especially important role in this game as this game's storyteller. Can you elaborate more on that? So yeah, she's kind of like narrating certain stuff in this game. I won't get into spoilers in this video, but she's narrating something. Yeah, I mean, everyone already knows that she's the main character of this game. You can see her on the box art and all that stuff, so you already know. In this game's story, Kairi will recap the entire story of the Kingdom Hearts series so far, in a way that even new players can easily digest. However, it is impossible to get into the most intricate details, so if you're curious about a certain part of the story, I strongly recommend that you play the game and enjoy the story for yourself in its fullest. So yeah, I agree with that. You're not really going to know the full Kingdom Hearts story from this game. You should play it if you want to know like actually what's going on in certain things. So if you're on PlayStation and Xbox, at least you could play the Story So Far collection that has everything besides 3. This game contains a total of 140 songs. Were there any songs that were personally suggested by you, Nomura-san? None in particular. I guess my initial request was to include as many songs as possible, as I did not want to implement more in the DLC package. So we might not see any DLC, maybe we will. Yeah, if we do see DLC, it's going to be Kingdom Hearts 3 music and for Kingdom Hearts Remind music. So, if they make DLC, but it sounds like he doesn't want to make any DLC, so. And yeah, 140 songs is definitely a lot of different songs to play. In the demo, we had 4 songs, and I don't know if you already know, but I, put tons of time into just perfecting those 4 songs. So the playtime of this game is going to be insane. And then here we go, looking ahead into the future of the Kingdom Hearts series. Let's talk about the future outlook for the series. With Kingdom Hearts 3, a saga, the Darkseeker saga, ended, but there's still a lot of mystery surrounding the characters, correct? Of course, in the near future, I plan to change the story drastically, as in change the structure on how it's told in a way that it can grab all the pending mysteries. Okay. The objective here is to try out a brand new story while still integrating the plots and mysteries that are currently pending. Okay, so yeah, he's gonna completely... If you know the spoilers, we're in for, you know, something crazy. So in Kingdom Hearts Dark World, you delve into the past of Xehanort. Does this mean that we'll see more of him in the future series? To be fair, Dark World wasn't a project that took the future titles into consideration. Okay, so it's like a standalone thing? It was more of a project that the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross team was thinking of doing. That's been in the back burner for a bit. Xehanort's saga ends with Kingdom Hearts 3, but you can clearly see that Melody of Memory story, in the Melody of Memory story, that his influence does shift the atmosphere, even if just a bit. However, I don't think Xehanort will be a main antagonist or a main boss in the future titles. Okay, so he's pretty much saying the Xehanort his influence is still there, at least in Melody of Memory, but he's not going to be a main boss anymore or anything like that, so hopefully he holds up to that. One of the main perks of Kingdom Hearts is how it always sets the atmosphere for a continuation. Is that something you commonly think of when developing a game? For example, when developing Kingdom Hearts 1, did you anticipate the existence of Sora's nobody, Roxas? And obviously, Roxas came in Kingdom Hearts 2, and, well, yeah, he did, because, like, in the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 1, Roxas was literally fighting Riku. I mean, I don't know if he knew that was Sora's other half. Maybe he did, but I mean, clearly he had Roxas in mind, especially in Enchanted Memories as well, where they literally have Roxas and mention that he's, you know, the other side of Sora. But anyway, when I think of a story, I try to make it as extensive as possible. For example, when developing Kingdom Hearts 1, I was thinking of its sequel, Kingdom Hearts Enchanted Memories. However, not everything I thought of came to fruition. One such case is Kingdom Hearts Dark World, where I haven't really thought much about it. The Kingdom Hearts series has started on the PlayStation 2 system, yes. However, there were no new releases to the PS3 or PS Vita. Instead, what happened is that remasters of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, dubbed 1.5 and 2.5, were released. Why wasn't there such a jump to new hardware? So yeah, there was no Kingdom Hearts games for PS3 and Vita. They just made HD collections and then jumped straight to the PS4 for new games. I had some foggy ideas to release new titles on the PS3 and PS Vita, especially since the PS Vita for portable console packs quite the beefy hardware and could stand up to the task. However, these plans never fully materialized, mostly because at the time I was involved in Final Fantasy Versus 13. Well, if you don't know how long that took like about 10 years to make. He had his hands full. That was definitely a really big project, and makes sense. Is the new Kingdom Hearts game going to take advantage of the powerful technologies boasted by the new PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S? Probably not, because it reuses all the models from, you know, the PS2 era. It's probably going to have like 60 FPS maybe. Probably not. We can't say that we have plans to do so as of now, but if Kingdom Hearts were to come to these new generation consoles, it would most certainly be a latecomer. Basically, the game isn't likely to come out in the first year of the console's release. Okay, so pretty much we're not getting a new Kingdom Hearts game for at least a year in terms of next gen. I mean, obviously you could play your older Kingdom Hearts games on there, like you know, like Melody of Memory. The Kingdom Hearts soundtrack forever etched in history. Alright. One of the most talked about topics in Kingdom Hearts is its music. Yes, it has great music, particularly the songs composed by Yoko Shimomura. Why did you decide that she would be perfect for the job? I got a recommendation from the Square music department at Square. At the time, I had worked with her on Parasite Eve, and Parasite Eve's like a horror RPG type of thing, and she did compose that game. So it was fairly easy to approach her, and since we were already acquainted by then. Her songs are both popular in Japan and overseas. To be fair, I was pretty surprised. When the overseas fans started calling her Goddess and how they called me Papa, I was honestly quite surprised that such nicknames existed for us. I mean, I don't know about Papa Nomura, I've never really heard that. I've heard everyone call him a madman, that's what I've heard Nomura the madman, that's what I've heard. And Shimomura, I mean, there's tons of stuff they call Yoko Shimomura. What was your first request to Shimomura-san? It was when I wanted to make a battle arrangement for all the world songs. As you know, each Kingdom Hearts world has a field and battle song. I wanted it to feel like you were in a theme park. Okay. What do you think of her songs from your point of view? They sound like they carry a lot of emotions. They sound like drama. The tenses in original Japanese shows that he's completely unsure. Okay, so he's not really sure how he feels about the music. Aside from Shimomura-san, we also have other well-established composers for the series, such as Takeharu Ishimoto and Tsuyoshi Sekito. I believe it was during the Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep development process that we asked him to compose. Ishimoto was involved in the Dissidia series as well as The World Ends With You. He's great at creating cool-looking songs. As for Sekito, his forte is creating bright and cheerful songs. He also has a close relation to the development team in Osaka, so it's easy to request bright and cheery songs for things such as the UI or world map minigames. Okay, so he made all the world map themes, probably the Gummy Ship themes, I suppose. Finally, please give a comment to everyone to wrap up the interview. We are proud that we managed to release Kingdom Hearts Melody and Memory and the Kingdom Hearts 3 soundtrack. Both me and the team hope that all the players fully enjoy it. After the release of Kingdom Hearts Melody and Memory, the series will probably take a little break. No new announcements or new things until 2022. 2020 marks the 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts, so I plan to share some great news by then. Okay. So this is the big thing that I've been hearing people talk about. No new announcements or new things or new things. So, series is taking a break. There's not really going to be any new Kingdom Hearts stuff until 2022, which is its anniversary. I'm wondering is it going to be, maybe it'll be Kingdom Hearts 4. I think that would make sense if they announced Kingdom Hearts 4 during that time. But, yeah, so, for now we got Kingdom Hearts Melody and Memory. For 2 years we won't have anything, around 1 year, it's almost 2021. But, yeah, I think this is good that we at least have Melody and Memory to hold us off until then. There's going to be tons of playtime for Melody and Memory and tons of theorizing and speculating and all that stuff, so I think we're pretty much good for that time until it comes out. So hopefully the next game is, a mainline, Kingdom Hearts 4. I think, considering how Melody and Memory ended off, I'm pretty sure that's what it will be, but maybe it won't. We'll see. Maybe it could end up being another smaller title, or like another, different genre title, but that's it for the interview. So basically, in summary, Kingdom Hearts Melody and Memory is kind of like Kingdom Hearts Theater Rhythm, and Xehanort won't really be involved in that much in the Kingdom Hearts series. His influence maybe, but he won't be like a main boss anymore. And Kingdom Hearts Dark World seems to be its own thing. I don't know how true that is. We'll see, because it's still being made. New stuff's still coming out for Union Cross and Dark Road, so we'll see. It's not really finished yet, so I can't really tell. And soundtrack and all that stuff. And lastly, we're not going to have any Kingdom Hearts stuff until 2022, so it's going to be a bit of a wait, but I think it'll be fine. So anyway, and besides, we're used to that stuff. This is Kingdom Hearts. But anyway, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And you can go, I'll post a link to this in the description so you can go read it for yourself if you want to. But yeah, so what do you guys think of Kingdom Hearts Melody and Memory? What do you think of anything Nomura said in here? Be sure to type all that in below. I'll be seeing you guys next time.